And we don't want the Copenhagen results to be just a soup of percentages. We want all nations, irrespective of whether it's a developed nation or a developing nation, to come together and give us hard results. Talking about hard results, most nations are keen on just using hard power. What I'm asking is for these nations to concentrate their efforts, their resources, which they're using on hard power, to put it on climate issues, to tackle climate issues. Because these numbers do not make sense to common people and young people like me. But if you're still keen on giving us numbers, then we all would do good with 100%.
Yes, Shruti, you're right. We all here know how tragic reality today is. We all know how big climate challenge is. But outside this room, there's so many people who are still unaware of what's going on. Even people here in Geneva. We have no excuses to watch silently how the humans are being extinct from the planet. We have benefit more than other people who are not touched with the communication channels as we benefit. But even though there's still so many people don't see this issue as it concerns us all. Unveil the reality. Show the world what's really going on and how the situation is getting worse every single day. Developing countries are the most vulnerable to climate change. It's unfair for them to pay for what greenhouse gases have caused. Thus, implementing projects and practical solutions can be done to reduce carbon emissions. And also by guiding them and helping them to adapt with the current situation in order to provide stability for women and children. We stand here today as a young adults and as a leaders of tomorrow with a big faith in our heart that the Global Humanitarian Forum will make our voices heard and will turn them into immediate actions.
Ça me fait un plaisir de dire quelque chose en français. Let's talk about communication. I put a very red dress because I want to communicate with you. I'm sure that you will see me all. You know, nowadays, we have a lot of means to communicate. All of you, I think, have access to internet, Facebook, Twitter. We share information with people we never see, we don't know, and we are very happy. That's the way literate communicate. What about illiterate or poor people or someone who live in a remote zone? Sure, they don't have money to buy TV or buy computer. It's too expensive for them. But they have all a radio. You know, this first media, all of them have a radio. Why? It's cheaper. It's practical. You can move everywhere you want with a toilet, in the room, on the road, on your bicycle. You put it on like that, and you listen information. Also, it's very easy to be used. You have just to turn on, look up your station, listen, recognize a voice, and you say, oh, that's my program. My grandmother do the same. She's illiterate. And I will tell you something. I come from Benin, and in my country, in a remote zone where people have any distraction, when you are a man and you want to talk to a woman and you want to get her, after say, hey lady, the first thing you say is, I have a radio. Then thing goes very quickly. You can try it when you will be in Benin. So please let us use radio to bring information to those people in our language, local language, not official language. You know, all the things we say, oh, you can say, I don't get it right. I get a part of. And when people claps, I clap also. And after I ask one person, where are we clapping? And he tell me. And it's the same thing. When people laugh, I laugh also because I'm sure that is funny. And after I say, why we are laughing for? It's for this reason it's important to bring information to them about climate change in their local language. And then you will see, they will know exactly what is going on. Know how to help you. Because you work too hard. I work just 3 days with young adults. And I'm so tired. I'm not sure that I will come back next year. Because it's too hard to work for the nation. So give them the opportunity to help you, to help what you are doing for them to know, and to know how to help you. You know, sometimes it's very better to choose a very easy way to communicate. If I put a headdress, I don't talk, but I'm sure that you see me. I don't say hi, but you see me. Let us return to radio to share information. Then people will understand that it's not because God's ancestors are angry with them. It's for this reason rain or temperature are changing. They will understand what is the real problem. And I'm sure that if we use this simple way to communicate, simple media, the work will be done. Half of the work will be done, I'm sure.
Thank you so much, Shedi. By the way, can you hold this for a second? You didn't really expect me to do that, did you?
No.
Well, I actually didn't expect myself to do that, specifically here at the Global Humanitarian Forum. But I did do it. And I did use this forward role to articulate 2 incredibly important points for you today. One being that we all need to get used to do things which are unexpected. All of us need to get used to do things which at first may appear uncomfortable or unexpected. How many of you would have felt comfortable doing what I just did? One in the back, that's good. Point being, as these things are appearing unexpected and uncomfortable, we need to practice them, and we need to cultivate them, and we need to make those new ways of doing things part of our everyday lives. The other point I wanted to make is that from guiding ideas follows our actions. I had a guiding idea saying that I want to do a forward role at the Global Humanitarian Forum, and so I did it. At the same time, as we're not here to blame anyone today, it is incredibly important for us to recognize that some of our past guiding ideas, and naturally as well then our actions, have been flawed. But as we recognize the relationship between guiding ideas and our actions, an opportunity to change in an instance emerges. We all need to start to feed new guiding ideas, new inspirations, new values, if you'd like. And that's why the negotiations in Copenhagen are so incredibly important. I don't understand climate change by looking at percentages. I understand climate change by understanding my human body. If I have a cold, and I do not rest that cold, naturally a fever will follow. And naturally what follows after that, we all can calculate. It's the same with planet Earth. She has fever. If we're not resting her, we know what's going to follow. Some of us would say that our choices are limited. Some of us would say that what we need to do now is a step backwards. We, the young generation, refuse to see it as a step backwards. Instead, we'd like to see it as a forward roll, as we just saw.